Hello, honorable delegates. The current video is proudly presented by the Chair of the United Nations Security Council in order to discuss the rules of procedures of the MUN conference. The rules of formal debates begin with the roll call, setting the agenda and the speakers list, as well as the speaker's time, then the speech organization, selecting the debate and the caucus type, closure of debate, suspending or adjourning the meeting, rules of resolution, and rules of voting procedures. For the roll call, the Honorable Chair addresses each delegation by its official name, by virtue of its alphabetical order. Any delegate would raise his placard as soon as he hears the official name of his country and formally declare whether present or present and voting. The chair then would announce the agenda, which means the general and the official topic to be discussed in the committee. Then the time dedicated for the agenda is going to be set. The chair would request the countries that would like to be added to the speakers list. Any country that would like to be added has to be raising their placards, and this has to be motioned and seconded by the whole committee. Afterwards, the delegate has to be organized in terms of speaking time. So the debate has to be structured by setting the time of the intervention of each delegate, and it has not to surpass 30 to be more than 2 minutes and less than 30 seconds. What are the motions? They are actually used to direct, regulate, and organize the flow of debate. The chair always waits for the motions of the delegates in order to move for any procedure during the conference. The second is a formal and diplomatic term, which means accepting or agreeing. It is used to vote upon a motion or a resolution within the committee session. Motions need to be seconded. Types of motions: motions to open the speakers list, motion for a moderated caucus, motion to introduce a draft resolution, motion to enter voting procedures, motion to move into direct voting procedures. The points: there are also several points which are going to be used in order to organize the flow of debate, such as the point of order, which could be used when a delegate or DICE member does a mistake during the debate. Point of information. There is also the point of parliamentary inquiry, which is used when there is confusion during the debate. It is actually a question addressed to the chair regarding the rules of the procedure. There is also the point of personal privilege, for example, to discuss an issue such as audibility problem or heating issue. The delegate, when he finishes the speech, should yield the time. It could be to another delegate, to the chair himself, or to the floor, which means giving them the right to reply or to ask questions or to respond. Indeed, there are types of debates. Within these debates, there are courses of actions and resolutions to be proposed and suggested. The first type is a moderated caucus, which is a structured and organized debate governed by the dais, and any delegate must be recognized before speaking, and no one can speak while another delegate is speaking. An unmoderated caucus is not organized like the moderated caucus, and any delegate can move freely in order to discuss, lobby, and negotiate with other delegates, and it's very useful for the draft resolution. There is also suspending or adjourning the meeting, which is used for the sake of temporarily stopping the formal debate. The purpose behind it is moving to moderated or moderated caucuses, emergencies, meals, or ending the day. There are two types of voting procedures. Procedural, the delegate should say whether yes or no. Substantive, the delegate says yes, no, or abstains. There are two methods of counting votes. There is raising the placard or the roll call itself. All these discussions and debates are for the sake of getting out with a resolution. They are actually developed through preambulatory and operative clauses, which either describe and also talk about courses of actions. And here we've got examples about this. For example, in the draft resolution, which is actually the future resolution after being voted on, it should be suggested by a delegate. So there is a sample of operative phrases that have to be utilized within the resolution, such as accepts, affirms, approves, encourages, further recommends, strongly condemns, further proclaims. And there's also preambulatory phrases such as affirms, approves, expressing, keeping in mind, reaffirming, observing, referring, taking into account, taking into consideration, having heard, desiring. There are amendments for these resolutions, and it could be done by any delegate who wishes to do so. It should be any amendment must have the approval of the chair and must also be signed by 20% of the countries present. There are two types. There are friendly amendments and unfriendly amendments. Afterwards, after the resolution has been agreed upon, we move to the closure of the debate, which requires 2/3 majority of the delegates in order to pass. And this is paving the way for the final voting procedures on this draft resolutions for being approved or not. Then the matter is going to be closed, and if the resolution is voted upon, it will pass and will be adopted. And this is the end of the formal debate in any MUN conference. Thank you very much indeed, and we are always here for your questions. Good luck for you all.